Hey everybody, how is it going today? In this video, I want to talk about NETLIST Incorporated, ticker symbol NLST. This stock has been on an absolute tear for the last several weeks, and I am looking to possibly enter this stock soon, and I want to go over what I am seeing in the charts and what could potentially be happening next. And then after that, I have some other nice looking trades I want to show you as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, I have been trading and investing for over 20 years, and in each video I will show you trades that I see setting up right now. So if that's something that interests you, please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future trading and investing ideas. And also, if you would like to support the channel and become part of our Patreon community and see what we are buying and selling in real time for a measly $10 a month, that link is in the description. All right, so let's get into this NETLIST Incorporated video, ticker symbol NLST. But if you don't mind helping me out with the YouTube algorithm and liking the smash button for me before we get started, I would greatly appreciate it. And so would NETLIST. We'd both greatly appreciate it. And also, please remember, I'm not a financial advisor. All this is just my opinion. Please make all of your own trading decisions. With that being said, let's get into this daily chart for NLST. And I've been watching this one all day, hoping for an entry point on this one, and it is just not pulling back. I mean, this thing is just levitating out in space without coming back down to earth at all. This thing just has amazing strength. And before I get started, let me just say thank you to everyone who commented on my last video. I was asking for some more information on the stock, and I got a ton of good links and good comments, good information, and I really appreciate you guys getting that over to me. And man, the more I read into this company, the more I want to get some shares. You guys are probably feeling the same way, but man, they don't make it easy. Nobody is giving up their shares. This thing is not pulling back at all. It isn't even coming down to the 8-period exponential moving average. Touched it once briefly a few weeks ago, and it's not even coming back down to that. It's not even coming back for air. I don't know, but I mean, looking at all this volume, I don't doubt it at all. Hopefully we get a pullback in this one. I hate chasing stocks, but I'd really like to get involved in the stock, and unfortunately they're over the counter and they don't have any options. I would much rather be playing options on a stock like this since it's so extended. You know, the risk is greater, theoretically anyway. So I like to use options with plays like that. Unfortunately, they don't have any, but let's go to the intraday chart on NETLIST real quick. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. I've been watching this thing. After I saw this rollover yesterday, I was expecting more of a rollover, and it just got bought up immediately. So I don't know. Hopefully we get a little bit of a rollover. Hopefully some people have made enough money on this and they want to unload their shares and send the price down, because I'll be happy to pick them up at a lower price. I just hate buying stuff when it's extended. But man, looking at this chart, you can see this bullish triangle, bullish flag formation, whatever you want to call it. Normally these resolve to the upside, but usually when something is this far extended, I usually expect a break to the downside. And I don't know if that's going to happen with this stock. I would guess it probably is, but with all of the you know, the good news surrounding the stock, I mean, if I was holding on to shares of this, especially if I had them at much lower prices, I don't think I would be unloading any right now. But hopefully I can get some at a lower price. But if we do get a pullback, I think it's going to resemble the one that it had earlier in this month right here. It was shallow and it was quick. And actually, let me go back to it. If I can get my software to go backwards, there we go. It was making a little bit of that same bullish flag formation, and then had a breakdown, and it had a sharp breakdown, but then it immediately went sideways and then got bought up quickly. So I think if this thing does have a pullback, which I am hoping for, it's probably going to be shallow, and it's probably going to end up being tight once it does bottom, and that's probably going to be my optimal chance to get in. It might be a little bit rockier than this, because this was super tight, and this is not common. But if we do get a pullback like this, I'm certainly going to look to enter the stock. Hopefully you guys don't send this thing to the moon before I get a chance to get into it. But I can't help it. I'm cheap, man. I can't just pay up for stuff. Number one, I'm cheap. Number two, just in my experiences in the past, when stocks are too extended, it almost always comes back to bite me in the hind parts. And I don't like taking a lot of risks, but This stock is intriguing nonetheless. Hopefully we get a pullback at the end of the day, or maybe into tomorrow or the next day, and I can grab some of this stock. But if you guys have heard anything else on this stock, please leave it down there in the comment section, because I love hearing as much as I can about this stock, because the more I hear about it, the more I want to be involved with it. But actually, let's take a look at the weekly chart before I jump on to the next stock. And if we look at the weekly chart, we can see how long this base is. I mean, this thing has been in a long base going all the way back, probably close to 10 years. I mean, this thing has just put in an unbelievable foundation for a huge move up. And now with this news that's been coming out lately, or the rumors that have been coming out lately, I mean, this thing is just set up perfectly for a big run. And I wouldn't doubt it if this thing goes even higher than it is, because it's just set up absolutely perfectly. You don't see setups like this very often, and because the stock's got to go sideways for a long time. And when stocks like this end up taking off after a huge consolidation like this, it's usually a pretty decent move. So yeah, hopefully I can get in on some of this. If you guys have any other information, please leave it down there in the comment section. I really appreciate you guys telling me anything that you've heard. I don't care if it's a rumor. I'm in download mode with this stock right now, so I would appreciate any information you guys have on it. All right, the next stock I want to talk about is Air Test Systems, ticker symbol AEHR. At least I think that's how you pronounce the company's name, but whatever. I was actually hoping to buy this on a day trade if it came down to this 8-period exponential moving average today, but unfortunately, it gapped down and looked like it might have a chance to make it, but it reversed immediately, and this stock is just getting bought up again. So when you have a stock that's taken off like this, I either like to wait for it to come down and touch that 8-period exponential moving average, soon after the move up, and try to play a day trade, because a lot of times when stocks, have a blast up like this for a couple of days in a row, usually they'll just kind of fizzle out and then just, resolve themselves back into this base and like continue to go sideways. It's usually only, I don't know, maybe 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6 stocks, end up, consolidating at these higher levels and then exploding higher. It might even be rarer than that. So that's why I like to play that bounce back down to that 8-period exponential moving average on a day trade, because those usually seem to be pretty consistent trades. But when one is shaping out like this one is, and if it continues to hold these highs and move sideways, then that is setting up for a potential move higher. And then usually when this white line catches up to it, that's the the boost that it needs to go into higher grounds, and that's what I wait for. So that's why when stocks like this explode higher, I just put them on my list for either that day trade or a potential move to a new high. And if it does make it to make one of these formations where it kind of consolidates at these higher levels until this average catches up, that's usually a trade I want to hold for at least a couple of days, because there's a better possibility of a sustained multi-day up move. But if we go to the 15-minute chart on this stock, we can see that man, this thing pulled back but has since been getting bought up. It's moving into a nice rounded bottom formation as I'm recording this video, so this thing might even blast to a new high before the day is over. Hopefully it can just go sideways and wait for me, but you never know. I mean, it looks like some momentum is already starting to build in this stock, and it could be a potential buy on a breakout to a new high. I'll just have to see how this one goes. But I wanted to show you this stock because it is looking pretty good, either for a day trade tomorrow, or if it just continues to consolidate like I was talking about, this could be a great play for a multi-day move once that 8-period exponential moving average catches up to it. All right, and the next one I wanted to talk about before I end the video was NURO. This one is absolutely exploding. The same thing that I talked about with the last stock is what I'm looking for with this one. This one I think has a better possibility of potentially turning around quickly, just because volume has really dissipated today. Yesterday's move up was on much greater volume, and it's kind of been selling off this whole day, so it's losing its steam. So if tomorrow it rolls over, or it might take a couple of days, because that 8-period exponential moving average is pretty far down. Of course, as the days move on, it's going to continue to rise. But if this thing has a sharp move down into that 8-period exponential moving average, I think this one definitely is a great day trading opportunity. Or if it potentially does go sideways, it's going to be pretty darn messy if it does with this huge days range that it already had. But this is usually a pretty thinly traded stock. So, I mean, I'm not surprised with the huge range that's in this stock, because it doesn't take a whole lot of buying or a whole lot of selling to really push this thing around, or at least it didn't used to. But that's what I'm looking for with this stock. And actually, let me go backwards just a little bit here. You can see like a normal day for this stock, and right here is 53,000 shares traded. You know, the next day was 72,000 shares traded. The next day, 53,000 shares traded. You know, so a very, very thinly traded stock. And if we go back to present day, you know, yesterday it traded 279 million, so just a little higher than normal. And then even today, on the lower trading today than from the previous day, it still traded almost 60 million shares already. So definitely a lot of excitement and volume pouring into this stock, which should make for a pretty nice bounce if it crashes down into that 8-period exponential moving average, or, you know, if it consolidates, could be moving even higher to a new high. But those are the two stocks that I am watching for tomorrow. I think they present some pretty decent opportunities. Okay, everyone, that is all I have for this video, so I'm going to end it right there. But if you have any questions or comments on any of these stocks, or if you have any other ones you want me to take a look at, please leave it down there in the comments section. I will get to them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way to the end, and until next time, take care, everybody.